Curtis Pishon had dedicated his life to public service. But when his health took a tragic turn, he ended up at a factory on the seacoast as a security guard. 15 years ago today, Pishon disappeared. His body has never been found. While authorities say it is officially a missing person case, the circumstances are suspicious. Tonight, investigators and the family want answers. WMUR's Andy Hirschberger has the story.
He was my brother and I loved him, and there's, things that if he were here would be different.
Curtis Pishon loved playing baseball, his singed gloves salvaged from his burned-out car by his mother. It's one of only a handful of things they have left to remind them of their son, their brother, who vanished 15 years ago.
He has just disappeared and still a missing persons case, although foul play is suspected.
Pishon was one of 4 children. He joined the Army as a young man serving as an MP. His father says it was a way to prepare himself for the only job he ever wanted, to be a cop.
The most important thing in his life. That's what he wanted to do since he was a little boy.
For 10 years, Pishon worked as a Concord police officer, but his career and his world were about to fall apart when he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
I think he was crushed. I mean, you could just, I think he was just lost. I think he was realizing that what he wanted to do, he couldn't do anymore, and he had no idea what else to do. So he was lost.
He couldn't fire his sidearm, he couldn't throw a baseball. This disease robbed Pishon of a lot. He retired from the Concord Police and kicked around a few jobs until finally landing work as a security guard at a Seabrook Auto Parts factory. Pishon showed up to work the night shift on July 4th, 2000, part of just a skeleton crew for the holiday. What happened in the next few hours is a mystery.
A few things happened that night. One was that Mr. Pishon's car was caught on fire. Number 2, which we discovered later, was that there were vending machines and there was a change machine near the cafeteria that had been broken into using a forklift that was on the property.
At about 3:20 in the morning of July 5th, Pishon's supervisor checked on him at his guard shack.
It was noticed that he was missing from his position, and 2 cars were seen driving away at a high rate of speed, leaving the factory.
When they called me that morning and said he had disappeared and his car had had a fire and all of that, we all thought that he might have done himself in.
Suicide seemed likely at the time with Pishon's illness and the end of his police career. But some things weren't right. There were lots of theories. Did Pishon just walk away, or did he see something that night at the factory? Pishon's cigarettes, lighter, and lunch were in his guard shack, and his apartment was untouched. Credit card and bank activity stopped, and his body was never found.
It's treated as a missing person, but I think even from the very beginning, it was unusual and suspicious, I guess is the best way to phrase it.
5 years ago, police tore up a filled-in Seabrook swimming pool looking for evidence, but found nothing. The family had Pishon legally declared dead in 2008. He has an empty grave at the Veterans Cemetery and has left an empty space in his sister's life.
This weekend I was cleaning through our stuff in the basement and I found a box of cards for my daughter's first birthday, and the first one I picked up was from Kurt. And he never got to see her grow up. And there's just things like that that just come out of nowhere, even when you think you're doing good. Something like that comes in and just brings it all back.
The Pishon family says the most important thing for them is to find his remains. They have offered a $10,000 reward for information that leads to the recovery of Curtis's body and the arrest and conviction of anyone responsible for his death. Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.